have the other ones available in there.
Wait.
But
So, Luke, what are you drinking today? Coca-Cola.
Morning on the way to the gym and set my ukulele on top of the car and then drove off down the road.
Going to be the bow after that. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Look at that.
Yo! I learned my lesson from last time. What a welcome, thank you. I drink the most fruity drinks imaginable.
It's laundry day.
it's laundry day.
So you always wear hats with laundry day.
Peter did you a favor.
Yes. I just say later.
So how did you two meet?
Well, there's these places in San Francisco. I think they're called bathhouses.
It's like one of those things where everyone wants to focus on like the big events that happen, but day to day, what we're doing is we're on like one of our draw streams, smoking weed, making comics. It's chill. It's so much fun, and like
Man, it's I'm not a YouTuber. I do this because I want to sell comic books. Bam! Hello guys, hello. It is Sunday, guys. It is Sunday. This means another episode of A Drink with the Brink, where I talk with other indie creators about their hopes and their dreams and their lives, but also their books and their campaigns and their creations. Because, frankly, guys, I'm kind of bored with mainstream. Mainstream kind of sucks, you know. So, indie is where the passion is, guys. All right, guys. I hope you're all having a fantastic weekend and a nice Sunday, relaxed Sunday or work Sunday or whatever you're doing today. I hope it's going well. My Sunday has been pretty uneventful. I was pretty tired, so I didn't do a lot. Some days you have these days, right? But guys, we do have our campaign going on. So the campaign is going really well. Thank you so much. We have a campaign on Kickstarter, The Perfection, a collection, and Perfect 10 issue 6, right? So guys, Perfect 10 issue 6, the book that I created, I wrote it, I worked together with Paul Rodriguez, the artist, and Daniel Rodriguez, the colorist. This is issue 6, the end of the arc. Guys, it is done, it is printed. You can see it right here. And Critical Blast, the publisher from the United States, they are putting together the trade paperback called The Perfection, a collection. 6 issues together, 192 pages at least, in one big book. So you can get the trade or the hardcover. The link is below, guys, to the Kickstarter. Go check it out. We still have 8 days to go. And we went over 9K today. So thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Wow. All right, guys. All right, let's see. Gorilla Mar. Hey, welcome, sir. Guys, go subscribe to Gorilla Mar's YouTube channel. Gorilla Mar does like reviews of comic books. So yes, short form and long form. So go check it out. Really cool channel. Support reviewers, guys. Support reviewers. And then we have Dr. Mask, a retro elixir. Good afternoon for or whatever it is where you are. Yes, we have some time difference going on, guys, because this is a worldwide experience, the show, right? We are broadcasting also through the Madness Network, so multiple channels. So wherever you're looking from, you're watching from right now, hi, and thank you for watching. And please share this out. Share out the stream so we can get some more viewers in, some more people in. All right, guys. It is time for the guest of today, the guest of the hour, a brand new guest, never been on the show before, which is awesome. So I can introduce you to new people and new people to you. So let's do this, guys. Let's see if I have everything set up. Of course, I do. Because, guys, I would like a very warm welcome for the guest of the hour, Mr. Mark Brandow. Whoa!
How's it going?
Woo! Yes. Welcome, Mark.
How are you?
I'm good, sir. I'm fine. How are you today?
I'm doing great.
Excellent. Fantastic. Wait. Oh, we have some more people in the chat, which is awesome. Welcome, guys. Welcome, 58 Underground. Welcome, sir. Yeah, you're very welcome, Grandma. Very welcome, sir. Good timing, Dave, says Mike. Welcome, Mike. He says, I just finished making my house a frightening scene. What? For a couple home invaders with my sword, club, and Thompson. Prost for another drink. What is going on, Mike? I don't know what's going on, but it sounds really, really exciting. Holy shit. Wow. All right. All right, Mark. Some people know you as Dr. Mask.
Yes.
Is that your brand name or pseudonym? What's going on there?
So at one point I had a different handle on YouTube. I was pretty new to YouTube, and I decided I wanted something inspired by Edgar Allan Poe. And so Mask of the Red Death is one of my favorite Poe stories. So I wanted to incorporate that into the name. I threw doctor in there, and then I'm like, Dr. Mask, that's not enough for, especially YouTube, because there's so many people on YouTube. It's you could end up with duplicate names. So I added the retro elixir to the end, thinking, the old stuff is what's going to cure you. So
right.
So that's kind of where I went with that, and and then the character just kind of morphed out of that, and
yeah. I first thought that perhaps that was the title of your comic book, Dr. Mask Retro Elixir. I didn't know, right? Yep. So are you now? So you will just present yourself on your own name from now on, because branding is pretty important, right? You want people to be able to find you.
Yeah. Everything's under Dr. Mask. My company's Dr. Mask Retro.
Sure.
So I still, when I go into YouTube, I'm like, whatever people want to call me is fine. Dr. Mask. It's kind of like Narwhal. People call him Narwhal, even though that's not his name. So, so I'm like, I'm fine with whatever. But yeah, everything's under Dr. Mask. All my, I have an eBay store, Dr. Mask. I have a Poshmark store. It's Dr. Mask. Everything's Dr. Mask. So,
all right, Dr. Mask it is, guys. It was a joke, says Mike, referring to. Oh, I remember now. Silly, yeah. Yes, which fell as flat as Wally Coyote. Yeah, I didn't quite make the connection just yet, but I got it now. Mike. Sometimes I'm a little bit slow. Welcome, Cole King.
Hey,
welcome,
Cole.
sir. Welcome. Nice to see you, sir. And Crenshaw. Welcome, Crenshaw. Welcome, sir.
I was on his show last night.
Oh, yeah. I caught part of that.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, you showed your 5 top comics, I believe, right?
Yep.
Cool, man.
Good stuff.
So we were just chatting before the show. It's kind of obvious what your favorite comic is, right?
What's that?
At least your favorite character. What your favorite character is?
Favorite character? Yeah, it's pretty obvious. I guess I spilled my drink. I haven't even hardly drank any of it yet. Just a little bit. Not bad,
I forgot to ask you. It's completely my fault. If I asked you, then it wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, that's right.
So what did you spill? What was it?
So it's mead. It's a honey mead. It's orange blossom. This isn't what I usually drink for mead.
Camelot mead.
This is what I had. We have a local meadery, which I really like, but I haven't been able to get there to get anything. So,
all right. So this is not from the local meadery.
No, this is. I don't even know where it's from. Because I was hard up, I couldn't. Like I said, I couldn't get what I wanted, and
All right.
Indiana.
Okay. All right.
I wouldn't say they're known for their mead, but maybe they are. I don't know.
All right. Well, they might surprise you. Crenshaw says, I won't say what names people call me.
That's right.
Well, yeah. All right. So as far as I know, we never really interacted before this, except for some chats to arrange this, right? But
Yep.
far as I know, you make comic books. You are a writer. Is that correct?
Correct. Yeah. This is
How
my
did that
first
start?
foray. This is my first foray into making a comic book. So,
Okay.
um,
So,
so
so you read comics, and at some point you wanted to make your own.
right. Yeah, I think I always wanted to make my own, but it just seemed like a long road to hoe. And since I wasn't an artist, it seemed even harder to me. But
Mm,
and then you get doing other things in your life, and you move on to other things. So,
sure.
but it was always something that was there. At one point, I had sent something to Marvel, a story idea,
Yeah.
and that was just like shooting, I don't know, like, whatever. But I did get a response back, and they're like, "Hey, change this and resubmit." And then so I resubmitted and never heard again. So
No. And later you saw your own story somewhere in a particular
yeah, yeah,
publication, right?
yeah. I don't recall that,
Mm.
but it had to do. It was all about the Taskmaster, because I always loved that
Oh,
character,
right. Yeah,
and
yeah.
I always, for the longest time, they didn't know what they were doing with him. So,
Mhm. Yeah.
oh, but
Even in the movies, they didn't know what to
oh
do with
my
them.
God, though, let's not talk about that.
Yeah. So yeah. Did you hear about the situation with Wolverine? Apparently, that was also created by someone who sent in ideas, and
Oh yeah.
they kind of used that. So there was a whole thing. But yeah, what you gonna do against Marvel, man? It's
Yeah, well, I will say, so when I was getting ready to send that in, I'm like, well, I should have some artwork with it, because, I'm no artist, I learned early on that I really can't draw. So, um, John Hebert, which I don't know if you're familiar with him or not, but he did some Punisher. He worked on X-Men Adventures. He's done a lot of different things. We've since become pretty good friends. Um, so I went to him at a comic show, and I'm like, "Hey, this is this costume I want for Taskmaster. Can you draw it?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure." And so he starts drawing. He's like, "I don't know." He goes, I probably shouldn't even be talking about this or doing this." He goes, "Because if it ends up in a comic, then you're going to come after me and say, 'Hey, you stole my idea,'"
right. Yeah,
But
yeah, man.
but that never happened. So
Oh, Pops is here. Welcome, Pops.
Pops.
So Pops is from the Madness Entertainment Group, guys. Because of Pops, we can broadcast through multiple channels. So thank you, Pops. Thank you so much. Right. So you were kind of a storyteller. You had ideas with characters that you knew from the comics that you loved.
Yep.
But then you wanted to make your own comic. Did you already have a concept in mind for your own?
I mean, I've always had like ideas and things. I've always been a creative person. However, that manifested itself. Like before I really seriously decided to do the comic, I spent like 4 or 5 years doing board game design. So that was
Cool.
kind of what I was doing with my creative juices at that point. But
Wow.
which I'm still doing. I'm doing both now, but
That's excellent.
so yeah, it was funny because I was looking at a card game that I have that I want to do, and I'm the type of person, probably like most indie creators, that I'm not going to take my stuff to a publisher to have them do it, especially if I don't know how much you know about board game design, but a lot of it is, you can have a great idea for a game, you give it to them, and they can basically do whatever they want with it. So, if you say you did a Viking game and, Viking fighting game, and they take it and they put My Little Pony on it or something, you can't say, you got nothing to say about it. So,
Right. Yeah.
so I was just like, I started looking into, I learned early on that I wasn't going to pitch to publishers because I just I wanted it to be my thing, and didn't want to change. And, so anyway, I had a game that I was pretty close to being ready to go, and then I just ran into some problems and some roadblocks and stuff, and I'm like, you know what? I think I can do this comic thing, that I've been wanting to do anyway. in a little, it might be a little bit easier, not easier, but little less roadblocks. All I have to depend on is me and whoever I get to work on the book. And so that's what I
Right.
decided to do.
So the roadblock in this case was the publisher.
No, the roadblock for me was I started looking into like graphic design and stuff for the game, and it's just a small game, and I'm like, and I'm not, I do know some stuff about graphic design, but I'm not really a graphic designer. So, I started looking into hiring one, and it was so ridiculously expensive to get somebody that even remotely had anything to do with board games and graphic design. So I'm like, it was just cost prohibitive for a little game that I was going to do.
Yeah.
So I was just like, well, let me do something that's probably just as expensive and make a comic book. So
yes. Yeah. I made some board games also, like concepts, playable. It's completely playable, but not brought to the next level with designs and everything, because that's a huge investment, right?
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, a lot of work. But and there are so many games coming out, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. Kickstarter is full of them, full of new board games and miniature games, and so a lot of competition there. Really cool. So you pivoted towards comics because you loved comics, plus you like to tell stories, right? So it kind of makes sense, right?
Yeah. And it seemed like now with crowdfunding and everything, like back when I had submitted my idea to Marvel, that there was a snowball's chance in hell that it would, get me anywhere. And it was a lot. Now it's like, well, okay, I can make something. If people like it, I can bring it to them. It's not, I'm not like hampered by, basically, yeah, but going back to the same thing as board games, like the publisher, if you don't want to deal with the publisher, then do it yourself,
Yeah. Right. Yeah. With crowdfunding nowadays, it's all possible. So, but what was your experience there? Because you had to find people to work with, to do the art, the colors, maybe lettering, whatever, and then scale things up to get it printed. How far into production are you, and what was the process like?
So the book is done. There's a the standard edition is going to be heading to the printers in the next week or so.
Cool. Exciting, man.
I had the book probably about 90% done before I started, putting it out there. Hey, I got this book, and and promoting it and putting it on FundMyComic and everything. Because I had seen a lot of guys that were, 2-3 years behind on fulfilling a comic, and I'm just like, I'm not going to be that guy. So I know how I feel on the other side of that. I'm like, I'm tired of waiting for, so, in retro,
especially for your first outing.
Right. Yeah. And, in retrospect, I probably should have started a little earlier than I did, because I got to the point where I'm just like, I had been working on it for so long and I wanted to get it out. I probably needed to ramp up a little more and get more like signups and things like that before I actually kicked it off. But I was just I want to go, so that's what I did, and it is what it is at this point. But yeah, I mean, the cool thing is that like, I had mentioned John Hebert, as an artist, for all these years. Like at one point I was a comic book dealer, and I would go to tons of comic shows and stuff. And I would always, even now today, I spend like 90% of my time in like Artist Alley and just talking to creators and stuff like that. So I got to know a lot of the creators, and some of the guys on the book are just purely from, on YouTube or whatever, reaching out to them based on some of the indie comics they've done and things like that. So everybody was super cool. Just like anything, there were people that, turned it down or whatever. They were busy or whatever it is, which is fine,
Sure.
So,
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I ended up with a great team, and as Death Metal Hero said, it's a murderer's row of artists. So
Oh, really? So it's multiple artists you're working with for
Yep.
this particular book.
yep, yeah, there's
So
a lot
that's
of people that worked on this book.
how does that work? Do you have like different pages done by different artists, or how does
Well,
different chapters?
yeah, it's so this is the other issue I had with this book, because I don't want to say it's unique, because I would never think I did anything original in my, if you do, I think you're crazy, but but it's the best I could come up with was an illustrated narrative, which is like almost like the old pulps where they used to have a picture and then they would have text from the story. And then, so I kind of did that, but then the beginning and end is sequential. And Dr. Mask is like the kind of like the crypt keeper of the story. And he introduces the story, and then he, does the outro for the story. And he also appears in all the artwork throughout the book, someplace in the artwork. I made it almost like, kind of like a Where's Waldo kind of thing,
Right.
but
right.
some of them are blatantly obvious, and some of them are a little more hidden. So it's not your standard comic, which I knew would be another thing that maybe people,
Mhm.
wouldn't get it or whatever, which is, it is what it is.
So maybe you mentioned this and I missed it, but did you develop the idea for this comic first for a board game, and you managed to incorporate that into your comic book story, or is it something completely new?
I mean, it's something I've been kicking around for years, for
Mhm.
probably like 2 or 3 years.
Sure.
And it's kind of gone the other direction, which is as I was going into the book and researching the book, I there was, as much as I love Poe and I've read a lot of his stuff, there was still stuff that I had never read, So um so I read Never Bet the Devil Your Head, which is like one of his like funny stories, which most people don't know, you know. And I mean, it's still got horror in it, but it's more of a funny story. And so I took that and made a card game based on that story. So that's not my next thing, but a little bit down the road, I'm gonna do that. And I've kind of decided that I'm gonna tie the comic and the games together, kind of under that Poe banner,
Okay.
and go
Yeah.
from there.
Right. Okay, so that got you inspired. It's based on material from Edgar Allan Poe.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. So yeah, why that? What is it about that draws you in and that made you want to like pull from that for a comic book?
Yeah, there's a lot of things. I mean, it's something since I was introduced to it in high school that I just kept going back to, rereading stories
Mhm.
over and over. Um, and another thing was that kind of pushed me more on this was the fact that my son, who is now he'll be graduating this year from high school, has never read any Poe in school. So I feel like I don't want it to be forgotten either, and
Sure.
I didn't, and I think one of the things I thought, I'm like, well, it's Edgar Allan Poe. People know who he is, and that will help to kind of promote the book. And I was surprised at how many people, even people that know Poe, have not really read a lot of his stuff. You know,
Right.
you, it's kind of like a musical artist and reading the greatest hits. So
Sure. Yeah. So but it's a existing story that you kind of like you molded a little for.
it's no, it's text from his stories, with
Okay.
an illustration, and
Okay. Yeah. Right.
it's not the complete stories. It's more like a snippet of the story and the illustration. So to me, it's almost like it's more of an art book. But yeah,
Mm.
like I said, it's that's been one of the most difficult things is coming up with a pitch for this book because it's not
Yeah.
like your normal book. I didn't want to do like an adaptation because there's been so many done, and there's been a lot of poor ones done, which was another motivating thing for me was that there's just, you know, there's been adaptions I read where I just wanted to throw the book afterwards, you know.
Right.
It's so terrible. But so rather than do an adaptation, I figured we'll give people a snippet of it. If they like it, they can seek it out. And when I say seek it out, if you back the book, I'm giving everybody a digital like paperback of all the stories as well. So so you get the art and you get the book as well. So
that's cool. Yeah, what I find so usually right I make comic books and I'm inspired by the things that I loved, right? So I read a lot of Marvel, DC. I love that. I want to kind of emulate that vibe with my own comics, right? But you are also a collector. You read comic books. You are a dealer, you said, right, with comic books. But you made something completely different, completely outside of that, which is interesting, right?
yeah, I think what happens is, and you've probably seen it in your own life, is that you know your interests ebb and flow. And as much as I loved Poe when I was younger, maybe at one point I was more into like superheroes and stuff like that, and then I just you know come back to it. And you know, I just at this point in my life, I think horror is more my thing than superheroes are. You know, who's to say in 5 years if that'll be the same, you know? So,
yeah,
but not to say that those aren't good too. Those are enjoyable to read as well. But I just been focusing a lot in the last like 5 years on just horror, you know?
Cool. Awesome. All right. I brought up your page. So this, guys, is the Fund My Comic campaign. The link to this is below, guys. It's also pinned in the chat right there. So go check it out. And also welcome Masters of the Thunder Nerds. Welcome. Look at that logo. That's fantastic. How are you? How are you, sir?
So you have to be creative when you're coming up with a YouTube name, you know?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Absolutely. What's your label name, by the way?
Mine? That's Sector Mass Retro Elixir.
Oh, right. That's the label. Sure.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah. That's always fascinating. It's always fascinating. You try to find something that sticks, right?
Yep.
All right. Edgar Allan Poe's Besprinkled with Scarlet. Take a journey into the world of Edgar Allan Poe like never before. Awesome. Okay. Shall we start with the trailer?
Yep. Pedro Ang did my trailer, who I saw in your intro. So.
Oh yeah, Pedro. Pedro's a cool dude, man.
Yep.
All right.
He is.
Let's do this. That's a lot. All right. Okay, so I got the concept now through the trailer. I got it. I get it now. So you have like all these stories like incorporated there, accompanied with beautiful vision.
Yeah,
Uh,
that was
it was
another
great.
thing, is I wanted to get as many in as I could too, you
Yeah.
know. So, but
Cool. Look at this art, man. This is nuts.
yeah, it's
Beautiful.
Ricardo Jaime did that.
Yeah.
Amazing. He did an interior for Fall of the House of Usher, and after I saw that, I'm like, you need to do a cover.
That's fantastic. The shading is marvelous, man.
Yeah, he I told him what I wanted. I wanted this beautiful woman opening the book with these characters coming out of the book that are in the book, you know. And he came back with like 3 different options, and I chose one, and he came back and he's like, I was really hoping you'd pick the other one. So I'm like, all right, I trust you, you know. I mean, they all look great anyway, but yeah, go ahead. And this was the one we settled on, but
Okay.
turned out amazing.
So the layout for this one was your second choice.
Yeah.
All right. But you're happy with it now, right? Now it's finished.
yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta rely on the artist's vision, you know. It's
Yeah, man. This is true. Yeah, man. Masters of the Thunder Nerd says this looks interesting. Pop says Pedro is the best. Yes. Welcome, Ruben Gonzalez. Welcome. He says nice. Thumbs up. Mike says good atmospheric trailer, and Pedro's a funny man.
He is.
Yes. Incredible art, says Masters of the Thunder Nerds. And impressive cover too. Yeah. The cover's really good, man. Good choice.
Yeah, I got a lot of great guys to work on this.
Yeah, really cool. This figure also really nice, man. So who did the logo here?
Luke Stone actually helped me with that.
All right.
Yep. He also did a Dr. Mask logo, which I don't think is on here at all. But
okay.
But yeah. It will be on one of the trading cards.
Nice. All right. Dr. Mask Retro. There we go. There he is. There's Mr. Mask.
Yeah, that's the homage cover to Midnight #1. You can see it on the right there. That's the original cover.
Oh yeah.
From 1957. Greg Murray did this for me, and Dan Kemp did the colors.
That is great.
Turned out, so far, that's the most popular cover.
Right. Yeah. Cool, man.
And I love the other one too, but I can only go by what people are buying. So,
was the character Dr. Mask also inspired by this cover?
No, but when well, you know what? I don't want to say no, but maybe in the back of my head, because I always loved this cover. This cover always said Poe to me. It's got the black cat. It's got the clock going to midnight. You know, it's dark. I mean, but yeah, not in the forefront of my mind. What was it?
Yeah. Maybe at some level. Yeah. But it works. It works, man.
Yeah.
It looks nice. Really cool. And this is done by this is done by Ajax Farrell by Greg Murray.
Yeah, Greg Murray and Dan Kemp did the colors. So.
Oh yeah. Cool.
And that's the newsprint version cover. It's just it's a different logo.
Right. Okay. Right. All right. So it will be a different paper stock.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. Great. All right. Now we have some previews of the interior work.
Yep, that's Preston Acevedo. Did an amazing job on that. That will also be the cover of the card game when once I get that rolling.
Right.
So.
Yeah, Preston is so good, man.
Yeah, this was, it's funny. I was on Batmerk's channel, and he was like, when he had him do a cover for him, he's like, I just want to unleash him and let him do whatever he wants. Yeah. And when I had him do, I had a lot of stuff specifically in mind how I wanted it, so, The only thing that I said, can you put something up at the top of the picture that if we remove it, it's not gonna like mess up the picture? And so he came up with that evil looking I don't know if it's a gazelle or whatever, but
Yeah.
So it looks awesome, but like if I need to put a logo over it, I can do that. So
Cool. Yeah, really cool.
yeah. Dave Kemp did all the internal, all the reds inside. I don't know if I
Oh,
said
yeah.
that, but it's all in black, white, and red.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay. Yeah. It looks great. Acevedo. Yeah, so Preston responded to one of my. So I'm working on this fantasy thing with a barbarian kind of vibe, and he responded to it. So perhaps I'm hoping to hire him for something someday. Maybe
yeah,
also
I would say he was one of my quickest turnarounds too, as far as getting something done. I mean,
Oh,
he
yeah.
was just all business, got it
He's a professional.
for sure.
All right, what have we here? This
is Jim Whiting. He helped me a lot with this book as far as like graphic design and laying it out and stuff. And this is a poem, The Lake, which I only recently discovered, maybe in the last year or so. So I threw it over to him. I had an idea how I wanted it to look, but I just gave it to him and he came up with this, and I'm like, wow, that's amazing. So, like I said, Dave, I get it's Dave and Dan Kemp, so I get them mixed up, but Dave did the interior colors.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Nice, man. Mike says that art looks so clean for nonetheless heavy detailing Preston. Yeah, it does. It does, man. It does. Yeah, it's really cool to see like different art styles with the same theme going on in your book.
Yeah, I tried not to get too off the beaten path. Yeah, I tried to keep them kind of in the same wheelhouse, but not, like I didn't want like, I don't know, I didn't want like Bruce Timm type stuff for the book, Not that I don't love Bruce Timm, but it just didn't fit for,
Yeah. And you got most of these guys through conventions, you said.
Most of these, I mean, I met a lot of guys at conventions, so that's how I built up a lot of relationships with the
Yeah, you had a network going on.
Yeah, but most of these guys I just reached out because like I'm trying to think now. Like Ricardo, I saw his artwork and I'm like, this stuff's amazing. Let me see if he'll do something for me. And he's like, sure. Same with Greg Murray. He was doing some homage covers. I liked what he was doing. I'm like, hey, would you be interested in doing this? This is Christian Rossi, and like he was my number one choice for doing the sequentials in the book. And I'm like, I'll see if he's busy or if I can afford him or whatever. And that was one thing with the design of this, which I kind of took from Pete Sametti's King Cryptid, where he was doing he'd do an issue with one artist and then another issue with another artist, and that way you can put out more books. So I felt like if I could get a bunch of different artists working on it, I can turn around a book a lot quicker,
Oh, right.
So that's kind of what I was thinking of when I did this.
Right. Sure. Yeah. I kind of like that you incorporate the red to emphasize things. In this case, the screen plus the window where something's happening. Really nice, man.
Yeah. The downside of this was I only have 2 pages of sequentials, and then trying to share it without spoiling everything is pretty tough.
Yeah.
So
you cut something off here.
Yeah. So I just it's. I mean, that's the first panel of the book.
Oh,
so,
okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's always tricky. All right. Nice lettering from Dave Kemp, right?
That's Keith Gleason.
Keith Gleason. Yep. Yeah, I see it now. Yeah. I think Dave also does lettering, right? Dave Kemp.
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
But looks nice, looks professional. Cool. All right.
And there's the team, and
Team.
it just keeps going. Yeah. But
Yeah. A lot of people working on this.
yeah, Robert Geronimo from Blood Realm.
Mm-hmm.
Alexei Gorbu, I just saw him. He posts a lot of his own fantasy art. I don't know if you're familiar with him, but he
I'm not
does some
sure.
amazing stuff. And so, yeah, I saw his stuff. I'm like, I got to get this. See if I can get him on board.
Yeah. Welcome, Marinus. Cosmonaut Comics. Welcome, sir.
Nice.
Guys, go subscribe to Cosmonaut Comics for daily comic book reviews. Also, he has a campaign going on right now. The Gemini Crusaders on Kickstarter. So, and I think he's in the final day. Is that correct, Marinus? If you have a wrench, Marinus, so go put your link to your campaign in the chat, sir. All right, Jim Whiting on the lake. There we have Preston's work.
And
Peter Gilmore. Fantastic.
Yeah, he chose that story. Yeah, that's how I approached a lot of these artists. Was like, hey, this is what I'm doing. This is I need an illustration. Is there something in particular you like as far as Poe goes? And this was what he chose. So
right, cool. Did you ever see the movie of this, The Pit and the Pendulum?
Yes. Yep.
It's pretty old. It's from the 80s or 90s or something, with Lance Hendrickson. Was in
Okay, yeah, that one. I started watching that because I think there's an older one too from like the 60s, but I started watching that one and it's like, I don't know. I never got through it. I love Lance. I love Lance Hendrickson too, from Millennium, that show.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know what happened. It was a little dark.
It was a bit. I wasn't familiar with Poe's work, but I saw this movie and it was kind of like who wants to make this,
Anthony Pugh is someone I ran into at a convention, and I bought a piece of his artwork, and I reached out to him. I'm like, hey, because I knew I wanted Cask of Amontillado in here because it's one of my favorites. So yeah, he did that one.
Cool, man.
And there's Ricardo again. That's the interior he did, Full House Usher.
Oh yeah. He's also fantastic.
And then Kevin Conrad, who I just did a interview with on my channel. He was one of the early people I talked to, and it took him a while to kind of figure out what he wanted to do, but he finally settled on, because I was pretty much, hey, there was only a couple of things I told guys that they couldn't do.
Okay,
I wasn't going to do the Raven, and things like that. But so he settled on this one, and it turned out amazing.
It's really cool that you let people pick what story they wanted to do, basically. Work into their strengths, maybe their interests.
Yeah, I think our guys work better. I mean, anybody would work better if they're passionate about what they're doing.
Yeah.
So
absolutely, yeah. I always ask that when I work with new artists. What do you prefer to draw? So I don't have anything just for them just yet, and they're like, well, I like to draw like guns or whatever, and then I try to come up with something they like.
Yep.
Brian Borg, yeah, we know him. Wolf and Betsy.
Yep.
Nice. Really cool, man. He has a bit more cartoonish kind of style, but which could work well for this kind of theme, right?
Yeah. He's probably the only one that is more on that side of it. But yeah, I mean, I just love his work. So I'm like, that he was like the top 3 people I think that I knew in my head. Okay, I got to get these guys to work on this.
Yeah.
So
cool, man. Really cool. Fabrizio.
Then he's one that I had sent him a couple of choices. The oval portrait being one. He had never read the oval portrait. And after he read it, and if you haven't read a lot of Poe, I suggest you read that because it takes you like 15 minutes to read it. But it's an amazing story. And once he read it, he's like, oh, I really want to do this one. I'm like, okay. So that's what he did.
Cool. And so, but is it basically the story plus one illustration or multiple?
It's an excerpt. It's like a description. It's the part of the story on one side, and then the other side is an illustration from for that scene or whatever.
Sure.
So
yeah. Okay. Cool. And Richie Acosta.
Richie Acosta, yeah, he's somebody I ran into at a convention. He was showing some of his artwork to another comic creator, and we just hit it off. And I knew I wanted to do Mask of the Red Death. He did a cover for Daredevil, and I don't know. I know it's got a big skull on it, but I don't know if it's a particular character or if it's just a skull. But it looks amazing, and I was just like, oh, I really like So yeah, he did that one.
Cool. And he worked together with Daniel Alvarez.
Yep. Yeah, Richie does not ink his own work. He doesn't like his inks. So
sure. Yeah, sometimes these guys have their own inker, or this inker they love to work with because they emphasize their line work or whatever.
Yep.
And having the right inker is so important. Different inkers can completely change the look of your artwork,
Yeah, I love that. I actually have been kind of running an experiment. Jeff Schultz, who is he's done a lot of Archie comics,
Okay.
And at one point I bought a bunch of sketches off of him of different characters, and he only does pencil sketches. He doesn't do a lot of inking of the sketches. So I had a whole bunch of these sketches, and I decided to take them to shows and have different inkers ink his pencils. And so, I've had like Keith Williams, and I'm trying to remember now all the people I had do it. Jim Acosta, I think, was one of them. But anyway, I had a bunch of different guys ink the stuff. Keith Champagne did one. And it's just really cool to see the difference on it, on what one guy does compared to somebody else, Scott Hanna did one.
Yeah, right.
And the funny part of the story is, though, that I found out I haven't seen him in like probably 3 or 4 years, and I was at a show, and I was having somebody ink it, and I found out that he hates everybody's inks on his pencils.
Oh yeah.
like he had Joe Sinna ink one of his things, and he still wasn't happy with it, So
yeah. And you're like, what's the problem? It looks fantastic.
So here I am running around getting his stuff inked, and he doesn't like any of the inks. So
yeah. Well, kind of makes sense. You're this artist. You're very particular about how your work should look, right? So yeah, I get that. I get that. Marinus dropped the link to his campaign, guys, on Kickstarter. So Gemini Crusaders, the Atomic Conductor. Go check it out. So seems like the last 24 hours. Cool.
Atomic Conductor. That is an awesome name right there.
Hey, yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool. It's fantastic concept also. It's very sci-fi horror. It has everything. Really cool. Let me see. This is not for me. People just chatting, which is awesome. Oh, Mike says, I watched that Pit and the Pendulum adaptation with Hendrickson in the 90s, and I just started rewatching Millennium since 25 years ago. Holy shit, the Millennium is 25 years ago. Wow.
That's a great show. It's been hard to get that, hasn't it? Like a collection. I don't know if they've sold a proper collection of that.
I don't know. Probably. It was during that time you could buy everything on disc, on DVD, right? Dave, you need to have Brian Bog on for a drink with his next campaign. Yeah,
for sure.
I'll try. I would love to have him on. Yeah, I would love to. Mike says Fabrizio is a great artist. His Hoover series is wacky fun.
Yep, for sure.
Highly
recommended.
All right. Yeah, cool, guys. All right, then we have Elliot Rodriguez. We know him also.
Yep, he did this for me as a promotional piece because I wanted something to put out there and say, hey, this is Dr. Mask. This is his friend Thule the Raven, and
Oh yeah.
he did that, and I'm like, it's so good, I got to do something else with it, so I put it on the back cover. So
Yeah. It looks like his kind of character also. Like,
and that's Dave Kemp doing the colors on that as well.
oh, cool. Yeah, nice, man. Nice work. And you have shirts.
Yep, Christian Rossi. He did the FundMyComic logo for me, and then I'm like,
Oh,
can
yeah.
you just substitute that with a Poe book? And he that's what he did. So
Yeah.
turned out amazing.
Yeah, it's really, really good. Really nice. All right, we have some sketch cards.
Yeah, unfortunately, all the original art has been taken down off of there. So it's strictly books.
What do you mean taken down?
It's because it's in store mode now. So the none of the artwork. I moved the artwork over to the Kickstarter,
Oh,
and so
okay. Yeah.
so right now there's no artwork there other than, you can get the book, you can get the digital book, and you can get the T-shirt.
Oh, sure. Right. But can people still get sketch cards then?
They can't
Or-
get those are
Oh.
gone. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Choose your own illustration.
Yeah,
This is like-
you could have done that. Yeah. You could have.
Oh, not anymore. Oh,
Maybe I should go there and edit the campaign. I didn't even know if I could do that, on FundMyComic. I just made everything sold out,
Oh, sure. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think you can. You can change everything.
Yeah, maybe I'll do that to avoid confusion,
Yeah,
It'll be less scrolling for people too.
because someone might see this and they're like, "Hey, I would like this. Why can I buy?
Yeah.
Why can I get this?" So people. So you had a Kickstarter campaign, and that's over now. Also, that's also closed.
Yep.
And you sold those there.
I sold, well, they were for sale there, but I don't think that was one thing. I thought original art would be like a no-brainer, but
Mhm.
we sold one sketch card, I think, and the original Mask of the Red Death piece I ended up buying for myself. So but
Right.
yeah, it is what it is,
All right.
And that was a promo card that if you signed up, and actually I think I changed it. Everybody that backed on FundMyComic is going to get that. But I have that right here.
Oh, cool.
It's a little bit different than what's there, but here's the oops, where it is.
There it is. Yeah.
If I can focus. I changed up the back a little bit.
Yeah.
It's it's a little bit thinner cardstock than this one.
Oh.
Which is, man,
It's a bit
this is
dark, but
Omer.
yeah.
Man, I don't know why it won't focus, but
Yeah, it's always a cool.
but Omer, I don't know, you might know him as Omer Glitch on YouTube, but he entered the contest. I had an art contest for the book. He was a runner-up. So I decided to make a card with his artwork.
Right.
So everybody that backed on FundMyComic is going to get one of those. And if you backed on Kickstarter and got the all-in bundle, then you'll get that card as well. So
Cool, man. Fantastic. So
I'm trying to over-deliver here.
yeah, that's always good. It's always good. But you mustn't tell people that you over deliver, because then they are expecting things, and you need to over deliver.
Okay.
Look at this. Now you can really see the art
Yeah.
very well. All the ink lines, man. This is fabulous.
Yeah. Since it was, I wanted it to represent the story, but not be and represent the tone of the story. So I didn't want it to be like brutal and bloody and nasty, because it's kind of a funny story. So
Mhm.
that's why we got the one woman's got her tongue sticking out, and
Yeah. Let's see if I miss anything. Omer is cool, says Marinus. Mike says you've chosen an appealing roster of artists with great pieces on display in your campaign, Mr. Dr. M. Likewise for the subject matter.
Thank you.
There you go. There you go. Wow, that's always cool to see these kind of things. Like
Yeah, there's the original,
yeah,
which is making its way to me as we speak. So
it's really interesting to see how minimal this looks with the line work, and then the rest of it is just black, right?
yeah, there's a lot of black. Yep, the way it
Yeah.
was inked.
Wow.
And there is in the finished piece, there's a kind of a tip to the hat of the original artist that did Mask of the Red Death, like when Poe had it published. So
Right. All right. Cool,
we
cool, cool.
incorporated something into it. So
Right. Did you manage to unlock some stretch goals?
we did not, but I decided that this was going to go to everybody anyway. This is the digital paperback. Cover is going to be a little bit different than this, but it'll be close.
Oh, cool.
And it's going to include black and white art from the comic inside the book. So
Oh, that's always beautiful to see. So people buy the physical book, they will get this for free.
digital
right?
for free. Yep.
Excellent.
And
That's always
eventually, I'm hoping to print like a physical copy of that book just to have. So, but
Cool.
and this was supposed to be a print. This is the colors. Jim Whiting did colored this himself, which it looks really amazing. So,
Cool. All
and the
right.
sticker that never happened.
I think it never happened. All right. But cool,
What
man.
can you do?
But people can still right now get, let's see what you have right here. You have the original
Cover A. Yep.
cover A. Beautiful, beautiful cover for just $10. That's nuts, man. That's a good deal, guys. All right. And for $10, you can also get cover B. Nice. $15 you get the newsprint edition. Did you print that through Alterna?
Yeah, I actually have the proof right here.
Oh, you have it? Oh, wait, that's cool. Look at that.
You see the logo is a little bit different,
Uh-huh.
but and then the back. This is my new Dr. Mask Retro logo.
Oh, that looks good.
The
Yeah.
original. But then, what can I? I'll show you. Let me show you something nobody's seen. How about that?
There we go. There we go, guys. We get a exclusive right here.
This is the Peter Gilmore piece.
Wow.
First time anywhere.
Okay, cool, man. Wow.
Yeah.
You must be so psyched, man. This is basically your first. Yeah, it's not really a comic, but like kind of comic, right? It's your first publication.
Yeah. It's super. Yeah.
Fantastic,
It
man.
gets like once I got this in the mail, I'm like, holy smokes, it's like
Yeah, it's real. It's real. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, let me show you this too, because I
Nice,
wanna-
says Pops. All right.
I want to just call out. I don't want to spoil the book either, but
All right.
this is Tarm Hell is his handle on X.
Tom Hell.
Yeah, he did this. This was for the art contest, so he's the winner of the art contest.
Wow.
So he's in here.
That's very detailed.
Yeah, I
Holy
mean,
shit.
yeah, he did an amazing job. So
Really cool, man. Really cool. Good to see Gilmore, says Mike.
yeah, he's a super cool guy.
Yeah. Yeah, really, really cool, man. All right, all three covers for $32. You get all three books. Cool. And then the digital edition for $6. So if you just want to support Mark's project here, just grab the digital. Every little bit helps, right?
Yep, for sure.
And you can get the shirt for $35 with this awesome image on it. Printed in the United States. Cool. All right, that's about it. That's a very neat, clean campaign. Really cool. Very, very original. So, what's the status with the book? You said that it wasn't before you started. It was 90% done. Now it's kind of done. You had the print with you right now.
Yep. I'm supposed to be getting the newsprint ones within the next week.
Okay.
And then the standard edition is going to the printers within the next week. So I'm hoping by the end of April I should be fulfilling or done fulfilling or whatever, you know. So we'll see how long it takes at the other printer. I'm not 100% sure at this point. But.
Fantastic. If people watching from outside of the United States, can they also get the physical book?
They can, yes. Obviously, it's not cheap, but
yeah,
I did have a few backers from Canada.
Cool.
That's why I wanted to offer the digital too, because sometimes it's just cost prohibitive. You know, if you're spending $10 on a book and it's costing $40 to ship it to you, you know, it's like it's tough.
Always offer digital, guys. I have digital on my campaign, and it brings in a lot of, you know, it's a large portion of the funds. You know, it really helps. So, all right, cool, man, really cool, guys. The link to this is below. It's also pinned in the chat. Go check it out. Go back it if you can. Share it out. Share it on social media. Talk about it. Show other people this campaign. It has some wonderful art with a lot of cool creators, artists on it. And Marinus also has digital on his campaign, which is good. That's good, man. That's good.
Yeah.
All right. Is there something else we forgot to talk about this campaign, Mark?
Not that I can think of. But like I said, fulfillment should be rolling very soon. So if you order it, you won't be waiting that long, which was my goal. Is not to have people sitting around waiting for this, you know?
Yeah. And you have you have some sort of subscription option?
Yeah, this is just a newsletter. I need to update my site. I was kind of waiting until the campaign was over, and I'll have links to you know, where you can buy it after the campaign's closed out or whatever, but after the storefront on FundMyComic is closed out. So
sure. So, but people can sign up to this and you can keep them updated, right?
Yep, absolutely.
All right. I put the link in the chat, guys. So sign up, get on this mailing list. Fantastic. Thank you, Mark. Thank you for talking about your project, your book. Congratulations with your printed work, which is awesome. Really cool. Your first book, man. That's phenomenal. That's phenomenal. So what's your plans now? What are your plans for the future?
So right now, while I'm waiting for books to be printed, I've got the script for the next one done or almost done. And I'm still kind of deciding on how to handle it. I'm waiting to see some of the reactions from this book, just to kind of get an idea if I just keep going with this format, or I had already planned on, instead of just 2 pages of sequentials, to have an actual story. So maybe 4 in the beginning, 4 at the end, or I'm toying with intertwining it and have the story go through the other stories, you know, the other Poe stories. You know, I'm not 100% sure at this point, but yeah, the book, the next one is going to be called The Dream Within a Dream. Which is a line from one of his poems. So my original plan was to do 3 of these, and then, you know, if I maybe combine them into a trade or something, but and then my whole plan is to starting with the second one is to introduce other characters and kind of gather those up as you go through, and the next volume would introduce other characters, and at the end I'll have like a group of characters that I can move forward with and into a regular comic book. So
wow. Will you be bringing artists back, or will each issue have brand new artists?
I mean, there's nobody that worked on this that I wouldn't want to come back.
Mhm.
But it's just going to depend. You know how it goes in indie. But
Yeah.
I guarantee you some of them will be the same for sure.
Cool.
So if not, I'll if it doesn't work out or whatever, I'll find the big thing right now is me finding somebody to do the 8 pages is sequential.
Mhm.
And, who's available and if it fits. So
Yeah, it has to fit the vibe you're going for, right?
yep.
Yes. Mike says, I'm at least bookmarking this. There are
Okay.
too many crowdfunding campaigns going on right now. Yeah.
I hear you. It's crazy.
is-
I was
Did you-
noticing myself backing, and I'm like, oh my god, how many did I back like in the last 2 weeks?
Right.
It's like
Yes.
that's why I started doing digital too, because it's like, okay, it's a little bit cheaper, and
Yeah, man.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of other campaigns, guys, I need to talk about my own to close things off. So it's a completely different thing. This is superhero work. So if you like superhero comic books, colorful, vibrant, action-packed, right? Well, you're lucky because we are producing this. We have 6 issues done of Perfect 10. I'm working with artist Pau Rodriguez. Pau worked on Wolverine and Star Wars, and for some reason he's working with me. I'm so lucky. I'm so honored. And we did 6 issues, guys. So and it's done. So this will be a trade paperback put together and published by Critical Blast. They will distribute it, right? They are putting it together right now, guys. So go check it out. Go because this. If you like superhero stuff, right? This is a complete superhero universe. I've been working on this since the 90s, right? And this character 10, she wakes up in this universe. She doesn't know who she is, where she is, what she's doing there. She has to figure that out while superpowered villains are trying to kill her for some reason. It's nonstop action, guys. It doesn't slow down until issue 6. Here's the cover for the Perfection, a collection, which is the name for the trade paperback, which is a fantastic name. I wanted to use the name for years, and finally it's here. So here you see the covers for the books that are in there, but we are also including the variant covers in there, right? So you have some extra material to go with the main sequential work, with the main story. Here's some art from the previous books, from previous issues, issue 1, issue 2, issue 3. So each issue takes 10 to different places, new adventures, new characters, new enemies. It's so cool, guys. You can also get a personal commission from the artist, Pau Rodriguez. So any character you want, he will draw for you, right? And you will get the original art, plus a high-res scan. And this also comes with the hardcover of the Perfection collection, plus a copy of Perfect 10 issue 6. Also, it comes with a bookmark and, as always, new trading cards drawn by René Bergmans. All right, this is all like reviews from readers. People really love this series, guys. The link to this is below. Go check it out and share it out. And 8 days to go. Let's. Oh, we have one. We have a new backer. That's excellent.
Nice.
I just noticed. Fantastic. Thank you, guys. Woo. All right. Remove. Excellent. Thank you.
Amazing stuff.
Wow. Yeah. This is the cool thing about the indie scene, man. You have like so many variety. So everyone makes their own thing, their own flavor, brings their own thing, right? Which is awesome.
That's gotta feel good being at issue 6, though.
You see so many people start with number 1, and there are so many number 1s, and number 2 is difficult, and then 3, and to keep things going. And for some reason we managed, and I'm so grateful. It's I can't even believe it, Anyway,
sure.
Anyway, Mark, thank you so much for being my guest for today, sir. It was a
Thanks
great
for having
chat.
me. I appreciate it.
And good luck with your campaign. Good luck with your future endeavors, and have fun fulfilling.
Yes.
Yes.
That'll be awesome.
All right. And special thanks to the chat. Thank you all so much for being here, guys, and for the questions, for the feedback, for the interaction. If you like this conversation, give it a like. If you didn't like the conversation, give it a dislike, and I'm very sorry. Guys, I'll be back next Saturday. I have one extra show because there are so many campaigns, so many indie creators, and I accidentally double booked someone, so I promised an extra show. So Saturday there will be a drink with Brink also, plus Sunday. So 2 shows next weekend. All right, guys. Thank you both, says Mike. Thank you, Mike. Gorilla Mars says, great show. Thank you, sir. Thank you. And guys, have a fantastic weekend and see you next week. Bye.